Hello and welcome, everyone. Just so glad that you're here. Good to see you, Zandria, as always. We are in the window of a Leo full moon. Anybody feeling the need for a little more self-love right now? I know I am. So, we at Wise Transformation welcome you to these ceremonies. My name is Judy Keating. It's my absolute pleasure to get to do this with you twice a month. And I'm just very glad that you're here, whether you're here live or listening on the recording. At Wise Transformation, we have one mission statement. We are two women intent on bringing elemental wisdom and feminine magic back into everyday life. And that's my beautiful business partner, Bonnie Salomon, with me. So we're going to talk to you about a couple of upcoming events that we have going on, and then we're going to set sacred space together, and we'll get some ceremonial guidance, and we'll be together for about an hour. I am so excited to offer once again, Discovering the Map of Transformation. This is the first level, professional level training for crystalline consciousness technique. Many people have experienced either healing sessions privately with me in our community, or we've done some group mini sessions here on the new and full moon calls. And I do want to let you know that I'm going to start putting more of those out. So that if you want healing on different topics like financial abundance or health or relationships, there's going to be a way for you to access them at a very reasonable price. But if you are interested in adding something to your toolkit as a coach or as someone that's developing a healing practice, this class is amazing because you learn transformative self-healing for you. And then in the second part of the class, you learn how to use it with others. And so if you're interested, go to wisetransformation.com or reach out to me. The full details of the class are there. And also, I am beginning to start another priestess circle. I emerged as a priestess about 20 years ago, and this process has been one of the most life-changing events for me because it brought me into sacred right relationship with all aspects of my being, and it enabled me to step forward in the world with the designation of priestess. So priestess is different than many other designations that you might hear because it is a woman who is sovereign unto herself, who helps her community through her wisdom. And we utilize different ceremonial techniques, journaling, storytelling, art. There's just so many different ways that we access this information in a 9 to 10 month journey. I say 9 to 10 month because it's been calling for me to add more information, and it looks more like it's going to be 10 months. So if being in a community of women is something that you would like, please reach out to me, or again, look for the details on wisetransformation.com. So we want to open to the living field of creation. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what that means. Nature is the most creative force there is. And nature is always creating. And creating doesn't always mean that it is making things happen. Sometimes it's allowing things to die. It's linking to a natural cycle. So when we open to the living field of creation, we're opening to our connection. Each one of you has a unique connection to the living field of creation, and you're part of it. You've got parts of you that are moving forward, that are coming to right closure on things. Your cells and skin and those kinds of things are constantly dying and recycling. So you are a living organism that is a representation of the living field of creation. So you just want to open to that inside of yourself and open to that in the natural world. And the elements of earth, air, water, fire, and spirit are all part of the living field of creation. So we want to connect to each of them. With earth, we want to connect to our physical realm. We want to connect to structure and form as it assists us, not as it constricts us. If rivers didn't have river banks, they wouldn't be rivers. There'd just be water puddles everywhere. So we need structure and form. With water, we need to replenish, renew, and be nourished by our emotional realm, by the water that we drink, the water that we bathe in. We came from the water of our mother's womb. We just want to tap into that emotional resonance of being loved and supported. And then there's the air realm. As long as we're breathing, we're still alive. And the breath of life fills us, not only with the oxygenated air that we need, but it's where our thoughts and our ideas and our mental plane lives. It's where we can imagine, where we can vision. Just tap into that for yourself today. And then the fire realm, the light realm. You know, they say that one of the first things that the indigenous people learn is how to start fires, because fire brings warmth and fire brings a way to keep safe, keep away things that we don't want to harm us. So with the fire realm, it's transformation, it's action. It's also rest. It's that natural light and dark cycle. And it's shifting and changing no matter where you are in the world right now. We're in between Imbolc and spring equinox. So in the northern hemisphere, we're seeing a little more light at the end of the day, which is nice. And then there's spirit. You are a unique connection to the divine. You are a spark of spirit. You are a co-creative force with spirit. And we just ask that that be present with each person, either here live or on the recording. Beautiful. Great way to start our session today. So when we're in a full moon phase, we're in what's called opposite archetypes. So it just so happens that we have an Aquarius sun and a Leo full moon. So I'm going to talk to you about each of those archetypes, and whether you have Aquarius in Leo in your astrological chart is immaterial to the fact that the sun and the moon impact us greatly as womankind, as human beings. And the energies of these archetypes of astrology in Leo are more easily available during this window, so that we can tap into the energy and we can request, intend from the energies what is in our best and highest good for what we are being asked to create in the world. So Aquarius is an air sign, and it teaches us the importance of innovation. It has a cosmic perspective on life and often brings radical new ideas to humanity. It can seem detached, but it is the free-spirited visionary exploring unconventional, usually never before seen territory. They're ahead of the curve, Aquarius. They see things that some of us can't even imagine will be true. There are futurists. They're the ones that ask that we look to the future, look to how we can have better humanitarian ideals of love and truth. But because it's in a place of future seeking, it may seem it's not, that this archetype is not as available emotionally. It's in its head. It's a head archetype in a sense, but it really does have a heart of gold and wants what's best in the big picture sense. And then there's Leo, and Leo is all about radiance. But in order to be radiant, you have to be filled with both self-love and you have to have the ability to fill yourself up first before you share. And it's that self-love that is just so naturally attracting, that it's a natural leader, performer, star, celebrity. It can be regal, open-hearted, generous, creative, expansive, powerful, and outgoing. And it's aligned with fire. So in this particular sun and moon archetypes, we have two archetypes that are in the masculine axis. So this is all about our mind and our transformative action. So in this window, you know, we've just passed Imbolc. What is it that you're working on? What is your primary creation right now? So I'm going to give you a little music for you to work with that. Should come up in just a second. you can let me know you've got something, that would be really helpful. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so we're gonna pause the music. And with that focus in mind of that priority creation right now, we do receive elemental guidance from the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle by Lisa Michaels. If you have the deck, I always invite you to pull your own cards. But as usual, I pulled a set for the collective, and I pulled tending. I'm going to ask you to bear with me. I'm going to cough, and I want to mute myself. Apologize. Okay, so I pulled tending, and you may pull a different card. But I was led to ask because Leo is about radiance. Where in the physical realm do you shine? So what do I mean by that? Is there a place physically that you feel more aligned with who you are? Is there a way that your physical environment helps you shine? And do you know where that is? That's what I'm asking. And if that question doesn't resonate with you, please feel free to just ask Earth for whatever guidance you need at this time. If you don't want to share the specifics of what you get, you can just say done. Judy shares she got body wisdom. I shine sitting outside on my deck, enjoying all Earth's creatures and ambiance. Thank you, Judy. I love it when a plan comes together the way this is working out. Michelle says, I pulled honoring cycles, which is what I have pulled the last 3 times. I've been getting back to basics and going deeper with honoring cycles. So much wisdom here. Isn't that the truth, Michelle? And Tina says she also pulled body wisdom. And I'm most definitely most radiant in nature. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to wait just another minute. Let the other ladies finish if they're not finished and see if they want to share. Zandria let me know she was done. And Diane, I hope you feel comfortable typing into the chat when you're finished. Good, thank you. Yay. All right, so now we're going to move on to water. And I pulled the relationship to others card. So that's pulled for the collective, but if you've got the deck, you can pull your own. And if you don't have a deck and you'd like a deck, if you'd reach out to me at judy@wisetransformation.com, I can help you with that. Excuse me. So what inspires love for yourself and others? Remember, Leo's about self-love, not in a selfish way, but in an appropriate way. We need to love ourselves first, and then we can love others. But what inspires you to love yourself? What do you notice about that? And if that doesn't resonate for you, then just ask water what message it has for you today. So Tina shared that she pulled the emotional awareness card, and she says, inspires love to realize that emotions are an ego reaction and that we are all soul sparks under our ego. And Michelle shared that she pulled the emotional maturity card, or maturity, depending on how you say it, which goes hand in hand with honoring cycles. It sure does take a lot of emotional maturity to learn to respond versus to react, to wait patiently in cycle and listen, to honor your emotions, all of them. Yes, it's very important that we honor all of our emotions. Thanks for that reminder, Michelle. And Tina, I appreciate your sharing as well. It's always fun to see what cards people pull. Diane says I got violent water. I don't know, that's not a card in the deck, so I'd love to hear more about that. The need to embody my emotions to release them. Yeah, I love that. We do need to embody our emotions to release them. We need to be fully aware of them as we release them. Thank you for that contribution, Diane. Judy shares emotional maturity. Nicely put, Michelle. So she's listening to Michelle. Yes. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate your participation. Always makes it helpful. We help each other through this. So when I got to the air realm, it was all about releasing. And I pulled for the vibration card for the collective. And energetic integrity and harmonies were just really up as I was meditating on what to share today. And so I said, what isn't in harmony with your life vision that you can ask to leave now? What is not in harmony with your life vision that you can ask to leave now? And the support card for the collective was vibration. Tina pulled the thoughts card. And she said, what needs to leave is lower vibrational thoughts related to fear of the future and regret of the past. Stay in the moment. And only think thoughts that serve. Get out of the brain loops. Thank you very much, Tina. And Diane's shares, need to stop second guessing myself and stop the you should have done mind chatter. Very helpful, Diane. Thank you for sharing that. Yep, we all have been there and go there, myself included. So Michelle pulled whole brain integration. I'm going deeper into using the right side for creative ideas and pulling away a bit from left side for all of the analysis and thinking and seeking. This whole brain integration is coming into balance for more peace, ease, and grace overall, and releasing all of these thought loops that are not needed. Wonderful. And Judy said, freedom. I release the perceived restraints of the past and move to a higher vibration, enjoying the newfound freedom. Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing. And Sandra, I know you'll chime in if you feel like it. So, ready to go on? You can just nod at me. Good. Okay. So fire is the action transformation realm, and I got the card move. So part of transformation is noticing what shifts and has changed. So what have you noticed has positively transformed recently? What have you noticed has positively transformed is the question. And if not, if that doesn't resonate for you, you can just ask fire what you need to know. Tina pulled the altered states card, and she said, interpreting this to confirm that I have altered my state from a place of constant victimhood. Sorry, the screen jumped. To allow more creativity to flow, getting stuff done that I put off or that I need to address in my home. Beautiful, Tina. Michelle pulled growth. I have been in many months of internal growth, feeling like things are shifting in a big way as I experience external growth, in the process of leaving all that is comfortable to me behind because I have outgrown it and expanding into something new in all areas of my life. I guess that move card could have been for you too then, huh, Michelle? Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So appreciate everybody's input. I got 2 dittos from Judy and Diane. So things are shifting and changing. It's always good to take stock of what you notice has shifted and changed. It cements the transformation. Puts you in a new place. Beautiful. Waiting just a second. Got the impression Sandra wanted to chime in. Oh yeah, she's letting me know she's done. Thank you. Okay, so we're coming to spirit now. And I pulled the unified field card. And the unified field is very similar to that consciousness that we tapped into in the beginning. The creative field. So what spiritual practice creates the most aliveness for you at this time? What brings you into more aliveness? As a radiant being in the Leo full moon, what spiritual practice brings aliveness for you? Some music while you ponder that. they want to share their spiritual practice that brings them aliveness. Oh, Diane says connecting with across many miles with others on Zoom. Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us, Diane. Tina says, I got as within, so without. The spiritual practice that makes me the most alive is time and nature. As nature blooms without, I am blooming within. Goes with this time between Imbolc and Ostera. Daffodils blooming everywhere. Show me the without as I bloom within. Beautiful. Judy got co-creation, clearing and decluttering my physical space to bring forth my creations. Sandra shared she's making music, and movement and dance are two of her spiritual practices, and doing so with intent. Yes. Michelle pulled power of choice again, as I have for the last 3 times. I am taking my power of choice to new levels, standing in my power as a sovereign being, feeling into the body for guidance, and allowing the mind to bow the heart. Am I saying that right? Or bow the heart? Bow the heart.
Allowing the mind to bow to the heart.
Bow to the heart. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Releasing things that no longer serve me. This is a perfect time to do that. And Tina said, Judy, she's doing that too. So everything that you're doing, she's doing. Yes. Decluttering is a spiritual practice. It really, really, really is. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing your wisdom. It means so much. And you are affecting more than you know by being willing to share. So we're coming to the part where we pull it all together. And I'm asking, what is your unified field message from earth, water, air, fire, and spirit? What is your unified field message from the Aquarius Leo duo? And how can you use that to support yourself in this full moon time? Tina says, emotional awareness, body wisdom, and thoughts, keep them all on a high vibration to alter my own state to a higher vibration. As within, so without. Keeping my own vibration high will affect my world, relationships, and the greater good of humanity. Beautiful. Thank you, Tina. Oh, Diane says, you are loved. What a beautiful synthesis message. Thank you, Diane. I will use my power of choice to honor my cycles. Having a little technical difficulty, Michelle. Greater emotional maturity in honoring my process and using my imagination to stretch beyond perceived limitations so that I can experience true growth in all areas of my life. As above, so below, as within, so without. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks, Andrea. So glad when you're here. And there's one more here. Let me see. Judy says, listening and appreciating body wisdom and emotional maturity brings freedom and exploration of altered states and co-creations. Feel free, be free. Well, what a beautiful ending message for today, ladies. Thank you all. Thank you all for sharing. So this always helps to set us up so that we can utilize this time to be very intentional about what we're doing in our life. And it doesn't mean that it has to be heavy. It can be done with a light heart and with being easy on ourselves and enjoying who we are and how Aquarius and Leo really want to support us at this time. So thank you for being with us today, and thank you all who are listening on the recording, and want to let you know that our next gathering will be for the Pisces new moon, and I'm going to do it a little bit early, meaning that I'm going to do it on Monday, February 28th at 1. And the reason I say that's early is because the new moon in Pisces isn't until March 2nd, but I need to do it Monday as opposed to 2 weeks from today. So Monday, February 28th at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That'll soon be changing to Eastern Daylight Time for those people that switch, but not yet. So I look forward to seeing you all for the Pisces New Moon Community Ceremony, February 28th at 1. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And may this Aquarius and Leo combination give you more freedom, more vision, and more self-love. Be well, dear ones. See you soon.